Wednesday the 24th of April, looking at the Aussie dollar. I've expanded the chart obviously on the daily chart just to show you what's been going on here. We were short up around 71.95, 7200, and if you manage to run those shorts, I know it's not easy over the Easter weekend because markets were shut, and it's not always a good idea to run positions over long periods of time when markets are slow. But if you did run the shorts, well, clearly they are working, and I did write in my reports that holding shorts seemed okay. Difficult because we were moving sideways, but I thought I spotted an opportunity. It does look pretty negative now, especially after yesterday's drop, of course. I like the fact that we're below this trend line going back to April of last year, so it's a year-long trend line. I like the fact that we're back below there on the weekly chart. We're obviously in a downtrend, you can see that from the weekly chart. We need to now settle below 70.90 really. We're just hovering a little bit above there, so we're seeing a little bit of a bounce back. I don't see this as particularly bullish. You're going to get a little bounce back, of course, in a downtrend. So we've got some resistance around 71.10 trend line, short-term fibs. If we were to get through that, 71.25, 71.30 looks like it should hold it. New Zealand dollar, of course, we've been calling this lower, even though we missed this initial move. We had a selling opportunity at 67.30, 67.33, I think it was, when we bounced back on this day. Anyway, if you, again, ran the shorts as I suggested, then this is looking pretty good too. We're 100 pips lower from that selling opportunity, so that looks pretty good. Again, small bounce back, but I think the outlook remains negative for this pair. New Zealand dollar versus the US. Just looking at the weekly chart, yeah, there's just it looks like we will go lower. Now the dollar index has rejected that trend line. 97.78. Where do we get to? 97.77. So this is crucial. Do we turn around and remain in a very boring sideways trend, or do we finally break higher? So we're looking for the index to move significantly through 97.80. Well, actually, we would need it up through 97.85 because, as you'll remember, we've got this 61.8% fib at 97.87 actually. So we really need it up through 97.90 to confirm. But a move up through 97.80 would certainly get the ball rolling and probably start triggering stops. I'm really hoping that we get a breakout because it would give me a trend to follow. As you know, I'm waiting for this trend to follow. Would really help shorts in the New Zealand dollar and Aussie dollar as well. So let's see what happens. Dollar yen, I'm still looking for that move to the downside. We got to 111.64 yesterday, offering some profit on the shorts if you've still got them. It's been a struggle to hold on to them because we're really not doing anything. But it does mean that we are starting to move to the downside away from the 200-day moving average. So it's as I've said before, not the best trade idea, but that's my best idea for this pair at least. Euro US dollar, I've not really had much of a view on. We've come down to retest recent lows. We've got the previous April low. Well, actually, it is the April low, 111.81. Where did we get to yesterday? 111.90. And joining those 2 points up, we've got a trend line that comes right in at the Bollinger Band, the lower Bollinger Band. So we've just kissed that and bounced. I don't really know what to say. We're in a sideways trend. How am I supposed to guess what happens next? But all I can tell you is if we start breaking below 111.80, that's going to be more negative. Then we test this trend line down here at around 111.60, 111.55. Break below there will be a sell signal, and that will coincide with a break higher in the dollar index, of course. Dollar strong against the British pound sinking to 129.26. So we're now holding below the 200 and 100-day moving averages, which have pretty much converged to, well, 129.60, 65, should we call it. So as long as we hold below there, the outlook is negative. Quick check of the weekly chart doesn't tell me much. So yeah, certainly pressure remains to the downside unless we can start to hold back above, I would say 129.80. The low on this bar is 129.77, so I think we would really need to hold above there. Gold, I've also talked about pressure to the downside, holding below the 500-day moving average. Now, I did expect us to start moving down from there eventually, and it does seem to be happening. I didn't see it as strong support compared to what we had up here. Where did we get to yesterday? We got to 12.66. So we've seen a bit of a bounce back. Obviously, 12.75, 12.76 is what is key, and that was pretty much the high yesterday, 12.76. Yep. So as long as we hold below there, the outlook's negative, and I think eventually we'll come down to sort of 12.55, 12.50. Not too far away, is it? We would need to certainly get up through 12.80 if you're short, if you're going to sell into shorts, or if you're already short around 12.75, 12.76. Stop above 12.80, and then we'll see what happens at this trend line, 12.85, and 100-day moving average at 12.90. If we were to get through that, the trouble is these don't overlap anymore, so each one is losing strength. I certainly wouldn't be too keen on selling at 12.85. I'm not sure if that's that relevant anymore. Well, we'll see what happens when we get there. I'm still not sure if that's a neckline to the head and shoulders. I guess you could call it that. I've been bullish of oil. Easily done in a bull trend, easy to be bullish despite overbought conditions. I was calling this a bull flag for a long time, and it was a bull flag. Fooled me a little bit on this day. What was that? The 16th of April. Fooled me a little bit. I thought we were starting to break higher, but we weren't. We came back, and we had to wait another day before we broke. So yeah, bullish, up again yesterday, so that's pretty much as expected. We're looking probably at 67.00, maybe this trend line that I've got up here around 6800. There is nothing to tell me that this is running out of steam. No, weekly chart looks fine, short-term charts look fine. So I think we stick with the bulls on this one. If you're running longs and you manage to buy into longs either when we tested that support level or broke above the bull flag upper trend line, then you're looking good, and I would say you're safe holding these longs. US markets, I did say were overbought, but I did say there's no sell signal, nothing serious, and now we have broken higher. I was concerned about a double top in the Nasdaq, but it didn't materialize, so that was okay. We had a buy signal in the Nasdaq. Let's just have a quick look at it. Yeah, that market shot higher. The break of the double top was our buy signal, and you can see that on the weekly chart when we broke up through 77.30. So there we go. Next leg higher. This all looks pretty good. Defying gravity, these US stock markets. Dow Jones also looks good. Just be aware that the DAX is testing the 500-day moving average, so it is proving to be an obstacle, as you could expect it to be. You can see the green line on the daily chart there. Just check the oh yeah, we've also got the 100-day moving 100-week moving average, which is around 12.250. So these are causing some trouble for bulls at the moment. I think we'll probably get through there eventually, but just be aware that we are hitting some resistance, so if you're long, you want to be careful. I will try to look for some individual trades for our premium subscribers on the spreadsheet, but for the moment, I'm happy that we finally have been able to run some trades for a few days. We haven't been in a position to be able to do that for a long time. So short the Aussie, short the New Zealand, short gold, perhaps as well. Dollar yen, less of an obvious short. If you are short, well, just stop above 112.16. It's worth the risk. We're already 16 pips in profit anyway from the 112 level anyway. Pound looks weak. So, looking at the individual pairs, it does look like the dollar can strengthen, but obviously the dollar index is going to have to get through 97, well, 97.90 really, to give me the confidence that we've broken out and that we are in a bull trend. But I'm holding on to a couple of shorts on the Aussie dollar at least, so I'm going to see if that works and see if we do finally get that breakout.